Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us to our weekly connection through the wisdom of Kabbalah. Today is one of the, it's almost like become a little bit funny when every week we say it's the most powerful week. But it is one of the most powerful energy-wise, student-wise, healing-wise, revolutionary-wise. This week. I want to also remind us we are still in the frame of the month of Cancer. And in this week, we know Kabbalistically, at least from the lineage that we are connected to, at least from the Zohar point of view, known to be that that's the week of healing, for healing, right? And we know, we spoke about it the whole month, that Cancer is a big, component of fear of the world, in the world. It's a real fear, it's a real worry over here, right? And the concept that we want to understand over here is that what is the healing that comes through and in this week? What type of source we connected this week? And it's through a story in the Torah of one particular individual. And I'll tell you the big picture because that individual, his name is Pinchas. And what did he do? He was the high priest, or the priests back then in the time of the desert. And there were two individuals who committed a violation, a misconduct behavior, that the unification of both of them created a spread out of a plague that 24,000 people died in that plague. We know that what Pinchas did, and he's a Kohen, he's a priest, right? He took a spear, a romach, a spear, and really killed both of them. It's so wrong on many levels, right? Historical, even killing a Kohen, but he killed them and the plague stopped. Now, the same energy available for us this week, the same healing that was, I would say, promoted by the priest, of doing an action that knowingly, if he is involved or even just touch a dead body, he is become impure. He cannot be involved in anything that related to that. So, that week, known to be by the Kabbalists, is the strongest energy of healing that comes through that moment. So again, reminding you, big picture is very important. The same energy that Pinchas awakened through the action that he took some 3,000 years ago, manifested healing and a complete stop of plague. We want to meditate to our time that many of us and many people around the world who have no consciousness, who have no awareness of even their physical body or their spiritual body or their consciousness, behave in a certain way that spread a certain level of lower existence of people. And it made it okay to a lot of us to be okay with a lower level of life. Because it's appeared some 3,000 years ago, that window is open, and every year in that time, the Kabbalists, at least us in the center, we're drawing that light and we're sharing that light with everyone who is interested. It can be one person, it can be 1,000, it can be 20,000, it can be 2 million. We want to reach a critical mass. I want to tell you, not everybody can be or will be, we want to, a soldier of the light. A soldier in this world. Spiritual soldier I'm talking about. Really, like we spoke in many cases, it's a battle. It's a war over who is going to rule, you or your negative side. So obviously, it doesn't have to be difficult or, let's say, frustrating, but there is a need to fight for our healing, for our protection, and to expand ourselves and expand humanity's consciousness. Because that's what dictates to the reality, all consciousness. So now in our consciousness what we have, that appeared in the universe, a few thousand years ago, that gate was open. Because it was open, it never disappeared, it never shut down, it never closes. That's the rule, that's the spiritual rule. And therefore, for those of us who have the awareness and take action to possess those power, can and will. And every year, hopefully we don't need many more years, but every year you possess more of those powers. And it's all depend on what you're going to do with that. If your intention is to help the world, it's to heal the world, it's to heal relationships, it's to heal people, that's for you. But if you want just for yourself, it's also for you, but it's going to limit you. So this is this week. Kabbalistically, there is something that we need to understand, being aware. What is the ultimate form of an individual, of human being? What is the ultimate one? Not like maybe on the way. The ultimate form. The ultimate shape and form of who we are is shlemut. Shlemut means complete, wholeness, peace, a completeness, right? A whole. This is the ultimate state of who we are. One need to get to a place when they feel whole. Like when you go to work and you feel like halfway I'm interested and halfway I want to go back home. Obviously the results in that business or results in that work not going to be there. It's when we fully in. Is when you take a shower or when you go into a pool, you just don't tip your toes. You fully engage, fully immerse. That's the ultimate form of each one of us. In relationship, you can't say I'm with that person, but I'm not fully in. The condition between us and our God, our Creator, are you fully in? Or maybe I'm still dabbling in the wisdom of Kabbalah. You have a teacher, are you fully in with your teacher? Being a whole, shlemut, it's in a state of perfection. I want to remind you, as the Kabbalists explain, there is no way that one, right, because I want to get to a place where I'm completing, where I'm feeling complete, right, when I feel whole. So first is to really understand what's the difficulty. Why do I have difficulty in feeling complete? Oh, because I need this to make me feel whole. Or because I need to have this and I have to that. That's what makes me feel complete, right? Or a project that you don't feel good about. Why? Because I'm missing few pieces. There's always something that is missing. So what stops me? What stops us from, because that's difficulty. How can I be whole if my friend is not there? If that is not, if they are not yet perfect. Now ask yourself, is it possible that there is a God or a creator that creates something halfway, or creates something not precise, creates something that is invalid, creates something that cannot be developed without evolution? Is it any options like that? I know many people who create businesses and they working on their business plan for perfection. They open the offices, they open the shop or a store, it's perfect. You open a coffee shop without a coffee machine. What's that? Yeah, but look, everything is perfect. Yeah, but it's a coffee shop and there's no machine, right? So is it possible that each one of us is created or were created in this reality in a state of broken, unevolved, halfway? Ask yourself, because Kabbalistically there's no such a thing. There's no way that there is a mighty creator, mighty God, who can make something halfway. There's no way. It's just like contradict between what we're talking about to look at us. We are broken. We are damaged. We are flawed. We are this, we are that, you know? So let's understand, let's open it so to see how we can connect. Because the answer for all this question about what comes from above, what comes from the Creator, there's no question about that. At least for those of us who study for a while, who understand that, or evolve a little bit, know that there's nothing that comes from above halfway or broken. So if that's true, how chaos, diseases, sicknesses, war, death, how it occur in our life if everything is in the state of perfection? If the Creator creates everything perfect, how come all of those things happening? In one hand you tell me, Benjamin, there's no way it comes, and we all agree with that. And 2 seconds later, we see people dying, war, disagreements, and so forth. So in order to understand that, we need to go a little bit backward to the creation of who we are, and to understand the system that was in place. And Rav Ashlag, one of the greatest Kabbalists in our time, shares specifically about the process of, or the evolution of who we are and how to operate as a true vessel of light in this world. So I'm going to the introduction that he wrote, introduction to the opening of Ptichat Kabbalah, the opening before he explain it. Or there's two major introduction, right? But one of them is the introduction to the beginning of the study of Kabbalah. And he writes, and it's a verse 15. I'm going to read from the original language because I want to connect to the energy and to the power within those words. ובדרך כלל יש להבחין בספירות ובפרצופים בכל מקום שהם. First of all, we need to understand I like to say the back office, right? The system behind what you see. Because the system, if you understand how the system operates, you can see and measure things in this reality. If I don't have what is the operation system. Like for example, a doctor cannot come to somebody and says you have a headache, okay, let's cut the head because you have a hurt, right? No, he understands the mechanism of how it works and provide the solution based on that. Bechol makom shehem, in every moment and aspect of your life, every situation in your life, go through these phases. Shehem et gimel abchinot halalu. There are three major component to every individual, right? And there are Atzmuto Itbarach. What does it mean? The essence of the Creator. Vessels, which is kelim, vessels. And ve'orot, which is lights. Let's understand what it means, what the Kabbalah says. And again, it's a little bit above most of us when we don't study Kabbalah, wherever you hear it. But if you connect to the understanding over here, it will make more sense. There is the essence of the Creator. There are vessels of where we draw the essence, and lights. Obviously, the essence and the light that comes after, now you see they are dependent on what type of vessel will unite the both. Okay? The essence is Rav Ashlag, right? בעצמותו יתברך לית מחשבה תפיסה בכלל. In our essence, where we coming from, what was ingrained or installed within us, we have no comprehension. We are not in a place where we can comprehend who we are, what was been given to us, how much light been given to you. You cannot comprehend that. In the essence cannot be comprehended. That's the first thing we need to understand. Bakelim, but in the vessels, this is what we call our desires, our vessel, our capacity to handle, our ability to sustain, that's called vessels. בכלים יש תמיד בית הבחנות, הפכים זה לזה. In a vessel there's always two ways to connect that are usually contradict. Every vessel will experience contradiction. That's the state that you always, as a vessel in this reality, you're gonna suffer, quote unquote, right? It's not real suffering, but for some people, the contradictions, I love them, but I hate them. I want to be with them, but they make it impossible. I want to open a business, but I'm afraid. The market says, yes, I saw the vision, I have the idea, but everything goes against that. I want to be spiritual, and all the time I'm falling into this type of people that drain me down. I want to be connected, but I'm doing silly mistakes who get me disconnected. Always two opposition. That, and again, once you understand what the Kabbalah shared, there is no escape. A lot of us trying to narrow more and more what we engage with, so you will have no choices or no confusion and choosing only one thing that I don't gonna have options. Anywhere, anytime, this is the functionality of your vessel. If you have a desire, if you're alive in this world, you constantly will be contradicted. I want to be alive, but it's difficult. I see, you see someone sick and you want to heal them, and it's not happening. They go, they take the medication, it doesn't work. They did a surgery, everything looks good, boom, something else happening. What is that? So first is to understand that our essence, where you came from, who you are, it cannot change, but cannot be comprehended. Don't think and claim that you understand your essence. This is Atzmuto Yitbarach. You get the essence of the Creator. It's way above me. But I need to know it's definitely an endless essence that is within us. Second thing is a vessel. Different vessels. But the nature of every vessel is contradiction. Do not try to convince anybody or to convince someone to choose one or the others. Because even if you're going to tell them and you convince them what to choose, they will be contradicted about why you made them choosing that. They will contradict you. You will be the source of separation. Ha'alama ve'gilui. The Kabbalists call it ha'alama and gilui, which is concealing and revealing. That's the two opposition. Now, it seems like contradict. It's revealed, but it's not really revealed. It's revealed, but it's really concealed. What is that? Ki העניין הוא, רב אשלג writes, הכלי מתחילתו הוא מעלים על עצמותו יתברך. The vessel, bind within itself, the nature of the vessel is to hide, is to conceal the essence of the Creator. That's by nature. באופן שאלו 10 כלים שב10 ספירות הם 10 מדרגות של העלמות. So we have 10 different levels of a vessel, of vessels within our vessels. Kind of like if I go out to a sunny day, I put a lens. Now, it's not because we don't like the sun, it's too bright. So we create density so we can handle that. Like that, the light of the Creator, the vessel that we equipped with at birth, or at birth of the creation, it's consisted with 10 different concealments, hiding of the light. Hiding of what the light? The essence that was been given to us. So it's not somewhere in some mysterious world. If you born to this world, your vessel, who you are, is hiding in 10 different levels your essence, which is the essence of the Creator. I hope that's clear. אומנם אחר שהנשמות מקבלים לכלים הללו בכל התנאים שבהם, אז נעשים אלו העלמות לבחינה של גילויים ולהשגות הנשמות. Those same concealing vessels that concealing our essence, when a person, as we said, בכל התנאים שבהם, and then with a certain conditions, with a certain work that a person does with himself, those same disappearance, those same 10 levels of disappearing become the 10 levels of revealing. Right? The same vessel that been used to conceal is been used to reveal. Okay? Now, Inyan Haorot, and the idea of the lights that we're talking about, what is the idea of the lights that we're talking about over here? פירושן, שיעור קומה הראוי להתגלות להשגת הנשמות. Our soul have a tremendous potential, but is dependent on what the vessel will allow it to expose. The light of our soul is dependent to the extent of how much that vessel can reveal. So if, let's say, this is a vessel, right? This is the cup. That cup concealing that light, you don't, right? Create a concealment so it can reveal the amount of drink or whatever tea that I can handle in this cup. But that's it. The amount of concealment, that of the amount of revealment. It's our soul is dependent on what type of revelation, what type of revealing aspect of my vessel will allow the soul to exist. That's the lights. על כן יש בהכרח 10 אורות ב10 כלים. Therefore, every vessel of those 10 vessels that concealing the essence of the Creator within you have exact 10 different lights that are equipped and waiting to be revealing that essence. I hope the system is clear. Don't want to, again, this is a longer class to explain it, but I want to take that part and implement it to our week. So what was been given to us? What is humanity? It's the essence of the Creator that concealed with 10 different vessels, that each vessel have 2 different opposite direction. One wants to reveal, one wants to conceal. And the lights that call the lights of our soul is now dependent how much revelation in your vessel or how much concealment in your vessel. I hope that's clear. Make it as simple as I can in this moment. Now let's understand how it works in life, because that's the magic. That's where the magic starts. Your driving force, your driving energy, it's called the essence of the Creator. Our essence always will push you and drive you and awaken you to way more influence than before. Even if today you influence 5,000 people, tomorrow you're saying, I want to influence 50,000 people. Again, it's important to understand that the drive that comes from the essence. When you allow, or when you think that that drive comes from your own idea or someone else, you're not plugging into your essence, which is the Creator essence. So our essence have a driving force, and it's always going to promote world peace, change the world. And I'm sure all of you, if you are attending or if you take a moment to listen to this class or short or whatever it is, it's because somewhere deep inside you believe you can change the world. Somewhere deep inside you had the thought that one day you will help worldwide change, world peace. Somewhere inside of you, you want to live in harmonious reality. Somewhere deep inside of you, you have a desire for a peaceful life. Somewhere deep inside of you, you know that the healer is inside of you. You know that your body can heal everything. Somewhere deep inside of you, you have a driving force to be happy. And I'm not talking about things that are fun to do or joyful things. That doesn't mean I'm happy. The essence, connection to the essence, that's real happiness. This is the essence. We have to recognize what your essence is always going to bother you. And do not shut down that aspect of you. Please Do not shut it down. Keep awake in that. World change, world peace, healing for everybody. The healer inside of you. Every time you hear those conversations internally, it's your essence talking to you. Do not shut it down. Oh, let others do. But what about them? No. Let that rise up more. Then the second thing is vessels. So now our essence is almost like, quote unquote, dependent on our vessel. So my essence is changing the world, my essence. And what is my vessel conversation is? I want to be comfortable, right? I'm pleased from that moment, you know. I'm satisfied actually. I'm okay. I'm good. The vessel conversation is always like, I'm good. Life is good. You know, why I don't need to go and all these journeys, all these missions, you know. We are very satisfied with small little action, small little company, as big as the company can be, or the business can be. It's still small compared to the entire world. We are okay with a little honor, with a little, respect, right? Our vessel is very comfortable. Now what's happening? The lights of our soul, right? Our soul have different levels of lights, right? That wants to reveal within that vessel, that reveal the essence of the Creator. So our soul is dependent on level of abilities to achieve a vessel for that. As Rav Ashlag says, נעשים העלמות אלו לבחינת של גילויים להשגות הנשמות. In order to achieve a connection to your soul, it's dependent on how much concealment you allow in your vessel and how much revealment you allow the vessel to have. So now, if that is all dependent on how much the hasaga, how much vessel can we comprehend, how much can we have an ability to reveal in our vessel, what is it dependent on? One word, shalom, peace, unity, shlemut, completeness, wholeness. But wait a second, how? The person doesn't want to have peace. What is related to me? Now this is the key that all of us need to achieve personally first individually. In this week's portion, in the reading, the word shalom represents peace, or shalem, whole, right, complete. Interesting enough, there is a crack in the middle of the word. In the middle of the word, there's a crack. And that's what makes the whole Torah complete. A Torah that is written without the crack, a broken letter, it's incomplete. To signify, to indicate for us that whatever broken within you is a place where light can shine. You know, when you have a new shoes, like track shoes or whatever, shoes that you need to, climbing shoes, whatever, they tell you, oh, it's leather shoes. You have to break it in. To break in so I can walk? Why to break the shoes? I want to keep them new. I want to keep them nice, right? A person that didn't have a broken heart doesn't even know how to love. A person who didn't fail in business can never be successful in business. A person, so many things like that we see that broken part. But people go, oh, you have flaws, you have flaws. What do you mean? That's what makes you special. It's when you submit yourself to that and don't understand how to use it to connect to the perfection. You know, when Moses went on the mountain, he brought tablets. And then he saw that the Israelite with the golden calf, and he shattered those, right? And then he went again and brought, actually it was 3 days ago, 17 of Tammuz, Sunday actually, 2 days ago, we are Monday. Sunday, there was a day, there was a 17th of Tammuz, the month of Cancer, where he brought the second tablet, right? When he brought the tablet, that was when he brought it down. Known to be that those broken tablets were able to connect and to bring the light, which means that breaking, that crack is where we allow the light to shine. It's most of us who don't have consciousness thinking that anything that is broken within you, you have to fix it. You have to see the perfection in it. Again, let me a little bit, I'm not so good, I'm not worthy, I'm this, I'm not so smart, I'm not so that. That's what makes you so perfect. Most of us trying to be this like nice face and nice things. Oh, Benjamin, if you had, if you were a little bit more taller, it would be amazing. Or if my teacher will speak more this way, or if my friend will be, blonde, or my girlfriend will be this, it will be perfect. But it's good the way it is. But if they had those little things more, it would be perfect. That's what we think perfection is. If we understand that the two halves of the same word of shalom, that shalom, it means peace, it means harmony, it means complete, it means completion. There is no way that there is a God, creator, who creates something broken. The broken piece, the broken aspect is to give us the opportunity to shine through that. If you think it's broken and it's damaged, you're not going to understand that you can influence through that. This is when you experience contradiction. I see that, but I see how flawed it is. That's what makes it perfect. The problem is when a person is not aware. For example, if I look at people, right? They will tell you, I'm great, I just have this little defect, right? You look at people, if they were perfect, the eyes, the nose, the ear, they have something, they have a scar. That is the perfection. We are so focused on the defect of others and we are a defected product. No way. Because that's the contradiction. I see it's great. Wow, I see how it's revealing is so good, but I'm hiding. I'm hiding what's wrong about me. A lot of us doing it, trying to cover the whole day what things to be. And this is the source of sicknesses. This is sickness. When you think you are a defect, when you think because you have, for example, anybody is really proud of sharing that they are jealous? They have so much love to give. They want to create family. They want to bring so much more to their company, but they are so jealous of the other boss and how he runs their company. So they're hiding the jealousy because it's weird and I don't want to tell I'm jealous, And therefore, that's a source of sickness. This is it. Somebody is angry. Does anybody walk around in the street exposing their anger? Or their frustration about their family? Or what, should I go and share it? No. The concept is that your vessel operates in two ways. And you think that when you use your vessel to only focus on what's good and hide what's wrong, that become a source for you of disalignment, disagreement, incompletion of who you are. And you think, I'm flawed, I'm fraud, I'm this, I'm that. Because you have some jealousy, because you have some anger, because you have some emptiness, because you're lonely sometimes. It's not a problem. It's a solution. I'll go back to the Torah. The Torah is a scroll. It's the most perfect device that ever exists and will exist in our reality from a spiritual point of view. Whatever you agree, disagree, I'm not here to argue. That device, people think is religion or is a religious artifact or historical document. Kabbalistically, this is a tool, this is the device. So how can there be a device that the words inside supposed to be perfect and it's broken? It's to indicate for you that if it's not, it is broken. If it's that word is not broken, one significant word is broken in half. That is what makes it perfect. And to indicate that it's us, to tell you, don't hide from your jealousy, don't hide from negativity you carry, don't hide from the thing that you do. It's causing sicknesses unwelcomed, unnecessary, waste of time. So what, I walk around and being jealous and that's okay? That's not what we're saying. First is most of us need to understand the way we are contradicted is because we see how great we can be, but we carry a lot of baggage and we hide it. Have you understand? I hope it's clear for you, these two ideas. And when we focus on like, show the world what's great about us and hide what's wrong about us, we think that's what it need to be. Politically correct, and it's not none of anyone's business. It's your business to expose that hooks about you. What does it mean to expose? I hope it's clear, because that internal evil that we carry, and we say to someone, I love you, but I have something against you. You see a friend of yours says, wow, it's such a great time to spend with you, but I can't more than 5 minutes. You don't say that. And then what end up happening? You become weird. That become a source of sicknesses, of aches and pains. I hope it's clear. I hope I made it very much clear of what is the disagreement within us. What is that contradiction within us? One revealing, one concealing in the same vessel. Same way we behave. We reveal only the good to the world, how great we are, but we will never say, I'm dealing with a certain situation, or hide. No, jealousy, no. Anger, no. This, no. But that's how we do it. And that's a source of chaos and sicknesses. Mental, physical, emotional. Then you feel unworthy. Then I cannot be the leader because I have this and this and this and that. Pinchas. This is this week. And again, I don't have many, I have plenty of points for this week, but I chose to connect just to this. Will be our connection, and I'm going to give you a practical application from Pinchas. That's what I love about the Torah. And Kabbalah, of course, without Kabbalah, we wouldn't have that application. Pinchas is teaching us maybe the most important lesson about who we are and what we can do about ourselves. First, is a man, human being, will never saw the absolute good within him, unless he was willing to see the absolute darkness and evil within him. So that's the first step. Pinchas teaching us. I'll say it again. I had to say it to myself so many times. A man, a human being, will never see the absolute good within them, unless he will see the absolute evil within them. How evil and how far the darkness within them goes. Not intellectually. Like, yeah, I understand. Don't brush that. Has to be very deep and real within you. Without falling into, oh my God, I saw this darkness within me, I'm so afraid. No. I'm doing it for the sake of seeing the absolute good within me. That's the vessel. I told you, the vessel operates absolute concealing, absolute revealing. This is the opposition. And now, what did Pinchas do? Pinchas knew that what he's about to do, he will be killed for that. He will be judged for that. He will be excommunicated for that, for what action he's going to do. Now within him, he's saying like, man, I'm the priest. I'm the holy man. But I know what I need to do. I see the darkness it creates. I know what I need to do. But what would they say? What my parents will say? What my girlfriend will say? What the owner, what the media... What did he do? He did the unexpected thing to do. And this is something I learned this weekend from Michael Berg. And this point was like my guidance for this moment, because it's like to do the opposite of everything that everyone expected from you to do. Imagine this. I know they're not going to like me by doing this or saying that. I know. Ask yourself, when was the last time you crossed the line? Not randomly. Intentionally, I crossed the line knowing that I do something for somebody else. Again, not just for the sake of hurting people. And that's not what I'm saying. That's not what Pinchas says. He knew his absolute good, the priest. But he knew what will happen if he will take this action. And he did totally unexpected action that everyone for generations will disagree with him in that moment of taking the action. How many times you took a stand knowing no one's going to like what you're about to do? When was the last time you crossed the line for the sake of overcoming your nature? For the sake of getting outside of yourself? Getting connected to your essence will never be part of you. If you think about it. When was the last time you surprised somebody? Or you became unpredictable? Right? Not for the sake of being this way, for the sake of helping somebody. Wow, that was uncalled for. Not in a negative way, but even if it seems negative, you needed to awaken that person. When was the last time you are so quiet and so this, you raise your voice? Right? When was the last time you could care less about public opinion? When was that last time that you didn't care what people will say? When was the last time you were completely crazy in the eyes of others? You gotta be understand, because our essence is so far. It's so far from you when you stay normal. Because normal life is you get sick. People live life. It's normal to be sick. It's normal to have cancer. It's normal. How is it okay? How is that okay? It's normal to cheat. It's normal to lie. It's normal. What do you mean it's normal? That's not your essence. You gotta jump completely the other direction, something unexpected, unnatural. That's the only way. Has to be complete. You know what I'm saying? Surprise, right? When was the last? Have you ever somebody ever did for a surprise party for you? right? But really surprised, but nobody knew about it, right? Wow, what do you feel in that moment? When you have a surprise party, or when somebody like scared you, you know, I always love those funny things on the internet, on the whatever. I think that people like doing scary others, you know. So because it's like the reaction of somebody that is, you know, getting to the room and everybody's like, whoa, right? What happened to the person, right? Uncontrollable. He reacts in a certain way that is like, you don't have, sometimes he's eating, somebody's running, somebody's, you know, so many things, right? That is not natural way, it's not normal way. But only in this time, tell him, if I sit next to you and I scared you, right? It's like, wow, and you're gonna go, oh, I didn't know, but it's not gonna be as a reaction that is completely the other side. This is your essence. So when you surprise yourself by every little thing that you do, you enter to a room, are you sitting first or are you getting the chair? What usually you do? Sit down if you're usually looking for others. The only way to separate sickness and normal chaos that people have is when you completely abnormal, completely challenge the normality of who you are, not others, by the way, and not for the sake of hurting others. That's not what Pinchas is about. That's not this week is about. That's not healing what is about. But healing comes when you're not like, okay, let's take the antibiotic for 8 days and so forth. I'm not saying not to do that. But I'm saying it has to be abnormal. Something that is completely challenging you. You know, again, there's so many examples, but I'm sure each one of us in our own example, in our own life, can really find that how we can activate your essence is when you completely do something crazy. This is it. And this is what we want to understand, because imagine, to create peace, you need to come from a place that is not like, okay, we spoke, you give me this, you give me that. Completely, like imagine like somebody call each other and it's like, okay, let's hug first, then let's talk about peace, right? Let's shake hands first, no, we shake after, right? Do something like that in your own private life, and you will take yourself, you set yourself in a complete different place, that healing come from a different place, solution come from a different place, not the normal, not the logical, not the lateral way. This is what Pinchas is about. This is the wisdom of Kabbalah. This is why it's important to explain that to people and to share with them this wisdom as many times as you can. So, with the help of Pinchas, with the help of this week, we're going to bring peace to the world when we see the wholeness, the completeness about who you are with the flawed. So if I, for example, if I see that I have jealousy, I look at myself and say, wow, look how jealous I am. Imagine if I do something completely different. That jealousy, that darkness, quote unquote, become a vessel for the light. Don't run away from that. Use it. Go completely the other direction. Thank you so much for joining us. Have a wonderful rest.